Hey there, everybody. I wanted to come to you, talk to you today about how I'm growing my angel trumpet seeds. Man, I look like a hag. Look at this. I just look terrible. I've been sick all week. I have not felt like doing anything. School started this week, so I've been sick all week at school. I'm sorry if I've contaminated kids, but how do you take off the first week of school? It's hard. And when I've come home, all I've done is pretty much water my plants because it's been so hot and so dry that you have to water all the time. It's been almost all I can do to keep my plants watered, especially my really big angel trumpets. This year, I've learned how to do something that I've never done before, which is how to create seed pods on my angel trumpets. I think this is my 4th year to grow angels, maybe, and I finally got some that are mature enough, and actually they really don't even have to be mature. You just have to be able to pollinate those blooms, which is really hard when it's hot. Back in the spring, I was really successful in cross-pollinating a few of my plants. So I was able to grow 3 seed pods. And I'm surprised at how long it takes. Like, it takes months for these seed pods to fully develop and to be ready to be opened up and for the seeds to be mature. So lately I had one that I was terrified when the storm came and blew all my angels over, broke many of them off. I thought, oh no, my pods are going to be broken off, but it wasn't. But when I checked on it, I realized that it was ready to be picked. So I picked it and opened it up, and I was absolutely floored when I realized how many seeds were in it. It had at least 132 seeds inside of this pod, and they're really strange looking. They look like cork, like squishy, corky, oblong, like asymmetrical shaped objects inside this pod. And you should know that if you ever have one, you should be careful because all parts of the plant are toxic and you need to be careful when handling them. Wear gloves if you're worried about it, or maybe just wash your hands quickly. Make sure you don't have open wounds, something like that. I'm probably not as cautious as I should be, but I decided that I would take about 15 of those seeds and try to grow them. These seeds are a cross between a single pink and a single yellow, which I'm really excited to see how they turn out. And I've learned from Edna Murphy, who is, she is one of the admins on a Brugmansia site on Facebook. I've learned that you cannot pollinate 2 of the identical plant. So if I have cuttings from my single yellow, and I have 2 plants now, and they're the same yellow, they will not cross-pollinate and make a seed pod. You have to have 2 totally different ones. So like a pink with a yellow, or a double pink with a single pink. Like, they have to be different to make the pod. And so what that means is every seedling, every single seedling is unique, just like children are unique because they come from 2 totally different parents. The angel with the pod is the mother plant, and the angel with the pollen, the one that fertilized it, is the father plant. That's what I call them. I'm assuming that's right. I've never really looked that up, but that's how I differentiate. On these seeds, the pink one was the mother, the one that grew the pod. And I always thought this was like a myth because I had never seen a seed pod on my angel trumpets, and people are talking about seeds. I ordered a bunch of seeds off of eBay, and y'all, do not do that. Do not ever, ever, ever order seed pods off of eBay. I mean seeds, angel trumpet seeds. They are not real. They are Jimson weed, which is a type of wild datura. They are, whoever is selling these toadstools, whatever is the name of the company, they are scamming people big time. I checked it out. I bought some just to see, because I wasn't really sure what the angel trumpet seeds even look like. And they are not angel trumpets. Not. Plus, you can't even put a picture up and say this is what it looks like, because like I just said, if the parents are both different, you don't know what the babies are going to look like. All you can definitively say is that this is the mom plant, this is the dad plant, or this is the cross, these are the two plants that came together to make these seeds, and that's all you know, and you don't know what you're going to get. So for them to sell them and say that they look like a triple orange or something like that is a lie. Don't be scammed by that. Be real careful with buying those. They're all weeds. I just threw them out. I noticed they were getting like spider mites on them, and these are like wild weeds that just grow, and they get bugs on them and contaminate your whole group of plants. So don't do it. But in being a part of this group, I learned a lot. I bought a lot of seeds from Edna. I also bought some seeds from a guy named Merrick. I don't know how to really pronounce his name. M-A-R-E-K, Pernis, P-E-R-N-I-S, and he's from Slovakia. And so these are people who are like at the top of the angel trumpet industry. They are creating these new cultivars of angel trumpets, like when we see all these new colors coming out and new varieties like triples, and these are the people who are creating those. I do know that once they have one that they've grown and the bloom is totally different from anything that's out there, and it's amazing and they love it, they can register it, and that's how we get these new cultivars. I'm not sure that I might later on when I retire from teaching, I might do something like that, but for now I'm just playing around with it and just trying to get to where I can do a good job growing them. I did get a compliment from Edna saying that not very many people are successful as I've been. However, I've had a lot of trouble lately. I had all of these little angels coming up, and something got in my greenhouse and dug them up, ate the tops off of them. And then I took them out and put them outside in the shade on a plant stand. The storm came, blew them over. Some of them fell out. Now I don't know which ones they were. So I've brought them back inside under the lights for now until they get good size on them, so that whatever is out there, a rat or a squirrel or whatever it is that's bothering them, will stop. I have to leave my door open to my greenhouse. You might say, well, just close the door. Well, it's not really airtight in there right now. Plus, it's so hot, you kind of have to leave the door open. Anyway, I'm going to put put some pictures at the end of this of like the steps that I've been going through. The first thing that I do is I soak the seeds for a couple of days, a day or two, in warm water. I start out with warm water. Obviously, it's not warm later, but I start them out in warm water. And then I take some good loose soil like Jiffy seed starting soil or the Pro Mix, and I put it in a bowl, and I just put them all in it. Now, the bowl doesn't have holes underneath, so I'm careful about not overwatering. They come up in about 2 weeks. They start coming up, but don't ever, ever, ever give up on them for a while, because I did notice that some would come up in 2 weeks and some would come up in a month and a half. So you really should just keep taking care of them for a while. And then once they start coming up, I make sure that I'm labeling them really well. Here's an example. So I went and I got this cardstock, and I've cut it up into little rectangles. It's just cardstock paper. And then I bought a laminator and laminated it So this here you see is Charlesburg times Coral Island. Those are the parents. MP stands for Marek Pernis from Slovakia. This is number 4, and it's August of 2025. And so that's kind of how I've labeled this. I just stick some tape on the back, and I put it on the pot, and I tuck it down in. These pots I'm using have like little spaces for the pots, and I'm tucking it in so it doesn't fall off. But you just label them really well so that you know what it is that you're growing. Because if you get it mixed up, then it takes some of the fun out of it, because you won't know what is what the plant cross is, and you want to know that. So I put them in the soil in the little bowl. This is example here. This is an example. So the seeds that I grew, that I just now opened up, the single pink and the single yellow are in this bowl with this soil. And on the bottom, I've written what it is. It's Pink Phenomenon times Brett's Angel. What's that say? August, oh gosh. Oh, I thought I messed up on the year. It's August 24th of 25. Being sick, I don't know what I'm doing half the time right now. Anyway, they're in here, and once they come up, I'll start putting them in these little individual pots. And once they get bigger from that, then I'll keep putting them in bigger pots. For the winter, because I'm just probably not doing this at the best time, but since I do have the greenhouse, I'll be putting them out there and just trying to make sure that they're okay. The ones I'm worried about, I'll keep inside under lights. I have a room that I have a table with lights hanging from it, and that's where they are right now. You kind of have to be dedicated to this. You have to give up a space. You can't be all picky about your house, like not wanting to mess anything up or not wanting anything to look out of place. Like, lights aren't always pretty, and dirt gets everywhere. So we have like this plant room, and it's kind of a dirty space in here, but it is what it is, and it allows me to be able to grow these plants, which is something that I really love. So anyway, that's a lot of information today. I'm gonna add some pictures of the different steps, what my seed pod looks like if this is a different one, but what the seed pod looks like on the plant, what it looks like dried out with seeds, the seeds coming up in the pot, and then like how my pots look in the tray. And then I'll also add some pictures of some that I have growing that I started earlier in the season that are out in the greenhouse that are coming along. So anyway, that's the end of this, and I hope y'all have a wonderful week. And say a prayer for me that I get better and I'm not sick any longer, because it's hard to work when you're sick. Anyway, y'all have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.